Who wants to tell me what happened last game?
I don't know.
Broad strokes? To expound upon.
We found a deer that had been bitten. And then we found a house. Had people in it. I don't need to talk in that voice at this point. And that's basically it. We went looking for you.
And
the
there was
deer
creepy hair with
house.
3 eyes.
Oh, how could I have forgotten the deer? Not the deer, the rabbit with the 3 eyes.
But can you
Kept
also
screaming
forget
at me,
that,
kill it.
like, Hawthorne, like, cut its head off and put it in his mouth, in her mouth, to kill it again.
She killed it once and then started screaming again. Then he killed it and then started screaming again.
Yeah, the rabbit refused to die.
I like that Hawthorne's panic response was eat it.
Most of your problems go away when you eat them.
For now.
I don't think so.
Ant infestation,
She ate
eat
it.
the hill.
She just put it in her mouth to hold on to it so that she would have both hands.
I think Hawthorne considers that a stomach of holding.
So Darren forgot to wake Helios up. So Helios woke everyone else up, and then they realized Darren was missing. And then they wandered off to try and find Darren, and then things got weird and all the above happened.
And also,
So the sun
even
is
though it was
gone.
like 10 o'clock in the morning, there was no sun.
Yeah,
And things got really misty.
There were lots of conversations about Chupacabra.
Oh yeah, there was a loose chupacabra that was killing things.
Allegedly. Possibly.
Allegedly.
That's how rumors get started.
I mean, so long as none of us are goats or goat-like, we should be fine. So long as no one's
Oh,
a tiefling
shit.
and therefore is goat-like.
I don't think I'm bad luck.
Yes. You are.
Famous last words.
And we did find 2 sets of tracks. One that was a skeleton-ish, and then one that was slightly heavier, possibly carrying something. We decided to follow that one, assuming it was you. Or you being carried.
That did
Yes.
seem to be the running theory.
On the
I
off
had no
chance that
idea.
Darren wasn't turned into a skeleton.
Nah. There's worse things you can become. Didn't you guys find a cabin in the woods?
Yes.
We did. That was the last thing. We found a cabin in the woods.
Nothing good ever comes from a cabin in the woods.
I think we also
Um,
decided that
I
Hawthorne was
don't
going
believe
to be
that.
the explorer on that cabin.
Yeah.
Because
Jack doesn't feel that way. Past characters do feel that way, but Jack doesn't feel that way.
Nothing good comes from a cabin in the woods, unless you're counting the critically acclaimed film Cabin in the Woods.
I don't think it was.
Even that
critically
wasn't
acclaimed.
good. No, that wasn't good either. That was a terrible movie.
That was a great movie.
It was terrible.
Yes, I'm sowing discord!
You're the most chaotic character here.
Hawthorne might beg to differ.
Hawthorne's got me beat by a couple miles.
No, yeah.
Actually,
As
playing
good
the
as that
straight man
movie
for
is,
once.
and I personally love that movie. Immediately when I think Cabin in the Woods, I go of Evil Dead.
That was a good movie. That's different.
Now there were lights on, correct? There was light coming from it. We did know there were people in there. We heard people walking. Is that what the thought was? I remember that part.
I think when we broke for game, Hawthorne had decided to turn into some kind of small creature to go spy.
That's right.
And we never
Yes,
saw
right.
her again.
And we never saw her again
Yeah. Yeah.
because we entered game.
Shoot. Whoops.
I
didn't
wonder
mean to
if there was
step
a
on her.
light on in
It's
the
because they
cabin.
turned into an ant, and then they're still walking on their way over there.
It's going to take
Very
so
long way
long.
from an ant.
I want to say that there was a light on and then we could see a figure in between us and the light in the window in the cabin.
El Chupacabra.
Ay, ay, ay.
Did we miss anything, DM?
No. That's what you remember. That's what you remember.
Oh, I hate when you used to do that.
Wasn't it really foggy out, or was it just dark?
It was foggy. Foggy, dark.
Just general bad things.
The vibes are pretty rotten.
I'm trying
Okay.
to remember if it's this game or if it's something I'm remembering from watching something else. There was nothing else following along with us, correct? I don't remember that. I think I'm thinking of something else I watched. No, I think that was a different game. Never mind.
Not that we're aware of.
Yeah, never mind.
A screaming rabbit with 3 eyes.
No, we
But
got
killed
that right.
So, yeah. When there's one, there's more.
One is an accident, 2 is coincidence, 3 is a conspiracy.
Of ravens? Sorry.
Okay, so. I'm going to fully admit that I don't know how to handle Hawthorne's absence. I genuinely didn't, between the short notice, kind of didn't know what to do with it. So, Hawthorne's gonna disappear out of existence for this game.
No, you're back. I'd just say Hawthorne turned into a spider, crawled off, and got distracted with something.
Yep, you know what? This is why I love DMing for fellow DMs. That sounds great. Hawthorne turned into a spider and was fully intending to go investigate that cabin. Eventually.
That's on brand.
As you all sit and wait. Let me talk to Darren.
I'm Darren.
You're Darren.
That's me. Hey guys, I'm important.
Let's back up time a little bit and talk about your watch.
Oh no, my watch.
What'd
Yep.
you...
Alright. So as referred to, I was taking, was it third watch? The last watch, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
With Helios.
Mhm.
So I woke up.
You let
I look at
Helios...
Helios.
Yeah, you let Helios sleep, by the way.
Quotations let, yes. Because Helios was so tired. That's the reason why.
No lies detected.
The first thing I'm going to notice is that I imagine everybody is asleep after being woken up for watch.
Mhm.
Right? Yeah. So, per Darren's usual sneaking methods, he's going to wait to that moment that, like, he really feels like people are in that deep sleep. He's going to sneak out in the woods.
Okay.
looking for, I think it's already been told, deer, larger game.
Mm-hmm.
For the sake of, we already know the events that transpired there. Darren's going to take out his poison. He's going to shoot the deer in the butt. And put it to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's going to go and feed.
Okay, roll me a perception check.
I love those. I don't know if I really love them. Hold on 1 second, let me tell you. That's persuasion, not perception. That is a 19.
Okay. You notice just before the heavy, heavy club comes down in your head that someone is behind you.
As it strikes me in the head, I like look back and say, ah, shit. Then I get knocked unconscious. Literally, that's my reaction is, ah, shit. And I'm out cold.
Okay.
Did I see anything? Did I notice anything? Did I see the creature before the club hit me in the face?
Seemed to be a large half-orc gentleman.
A large half-orc gentleman. Gotcha. Yeah, and I'm out cold.
Okay.
Did he recognize it as a gentleman because he was wearing a top hat and a monocle?
He was wearing glasses and hunting leathers.
I am intrigued already.
I am too. Mostly because they knocked me out. That's why I'm here. All right.
Okay. You begin to come to a rustic hunting cabin. There is a fire lit. It is dark. You don't know how long you've been out. And a familiar presence is missing from your mind.
Did you say a familiar presence is missing from me?
Yeah, Samuel's gone.
Hmm. Am I tied?
You are tied, yes.
I guess I'm gonna take a look around the cabin. Do I see anyone?
You don't see anyone. You can roll perception or insight.
Wow, I'm rolling really good. That's a 21. Sorry. Yes, that's a 21 for perception.
21. Okay. It is a small cabin. There's appears to be a large-ish size bed. A smaller bed near it. It's just a one-room shack. Some appears to be stew is boiling happily on the fireplace. You are tied in the center of the room.
Figured.
You don't immediately see anything around you as far as people or almost there's barely any furniture in here.
Do I hear anything? Do I hear footsteps, breathing?
No, you're alone.
Completely alone. Give me 1 second. I'm looking up something. So, I am a hexblade.
Mm-hmm.
One of my actions, I can actually make my weapon form into my hand. Do I feel as though there's any magics that's preventing me from doing so?
No, you don't.
How tight am I tied? Does it feel like if I took
Pretty
time?
fucking tight, but if you
Pretty
took some...
fucking tight.
Yeah. Whoever tied this knot knew how to tie knots.
Do I feel as though as if I took the time to slip them, could I slip them?
It would take a long time to try and loosen the ropes.
Okay. Can I form the blade into my hand?
Yeah.
Perfect. Can I cut the ropes?
It's gonna be a couple dexterity checks.
Sure, I'll take them. Just regular checks.
Yep.
Jesus Christ, you're not gonna believe me. I'm telling you, I'm rolling really good right now. It's 21.
21?
Natural 19 for 21. And that one's not as good as a 15.
Okay. You take 2 points of damage as you slice your hand really good, but you definitely get the ropes fraying. The rest of you.
Hello.
It's been a bit. Nothing's happened.
So I just had a thought. If Hawthorne's an ant, wouldn't it take like an hour to go the same distance it would take us like a minute to cross? They got really tiny legs. There's a lot of grass. And Hawthorne has no way to communicate with us. I don't think this was a good plan.
Hawthorne's lost? Do we think Hawthorne is lost?
She probably made ant friends.
I could see that. I don't think we should wait.
The door is locked, so I'm just gonna try and get it unlocked again. Is that fine, DM?
The cabin door?
Wasn't it locked?
I don't think we ever approached it.
Yeah.
Oh. See, I thought
We sent an ant out on a recon mission. Yep.
Alright. I'll do the sneaky sneak and check out the cabin then.
Okay. Sending the rogue to do some reconnaissance. Sounds good.
I like it. Sounds smart.
Can you roll me a
24.
a 24 what?
Stealth check.
Okay, great. Yeah, you sneak up on the cabin. You can kind of peek around. Can you roll me perception or investigation?
Investigation, but I got a 10.
You kind of peek in the window really quick. You see Darren. He does appear to be sitting in a chair. You take a longer peek. It looks like he's struggling with a blade trying to free himself from a chair.
It doesn't appear anyone else is in there.
No, you don't see anyone.
Does the window look to be the opening kind?
Yes.
Can I nudge it a little bit to see if it's locked?
Sure.
While they're working on the window, can I look around to see if I see anybody coming up behind them?
Yeah, roll perception.
Wow, net 20.
Damn.
Ooh.
Should I roll something for the window or?
No, it's not locked, so.
Okay, I'm gonna gently open it and.
So I just have to comment. If Darren doesn't notice that she's there, she is going to hear Darren talking to someone like they're there.
Right, so, to back up, Jack, your perception check.
Mhm.
You do
Yes.
see someone starting to emerge from the woods. They're a bit away.
I'm going to head in that direction slowly,
Okay.
picking up speed if they do as well.
Wait, where's everybody going?
There is
I'm gonna-
somebody sneaking up that way. Somebody's sneaking up.
Is it a chupacabra?
It's not a chupacabra.
Are you certain?
I am not certain, but I know that they're going to hurt her. I don't know where
Gus is going to plant a hand on Helios's shoulder and just kind of gesture toward Helios and Rowan.
Oh, we should probably be scarce.
An inch, toward, a big enough tree that could perhaps shadow them.
As Gus is leading Helios away, Helios is going to look towards Anise, kind of point a finger at her and put his other hand to his ear. And I'm going to cast message.
Good plan.
Nice.
That was my plan.
Smart.
Anise, it's Helios. I'm using a spell to talk into your mind. What do you see inside of the cabin? You can reply to this message.
Darren, he's tied up.
Darren, you're talking to yourself. What are you saying?
Yeah, so I'm asking Samuel, did you see who attacked us?
A half-orc, I think.
That's who I thought. Did you deduce anything about him? Facial features? Anything?
He was green and had tusks and thwacked me into a chest right quick.
Of course. Is that where my armor is?
Sure is.
You probably do not know where. Is it in the cabin?
You feel a mental shrug. Anise, you only hear half that conversation.
I knew he was bloody insane. So she's listening, and she replies back to. Can she still reply back to Helios?
Yeah.
He's talking to himself. Maybe he got drugged. I don't know.
The drugs in these woods are very potent.
I look to Gus.
Darren is tied up and talking to himself inside of the cabin.
Huh. All right, you stay here.
And he's going to pull out
Which
his
way are
axe.
you going?
Anise might need help.
That does stop him in his tracks. Being
Um,
questioned.
I'll look over at Rowan and then back at Gus.
should we all approach? What if we could jump? What if whatever jumped Darren is about to jump? Well, no, Jack is trying to jump whoever jumped Darren. What if there's more things doing jumping?
That's a good point.
Gus looks back and forth, clearly torn between Jack's direction and the cabin, and then to poor, helpless Helios. He's going to shimmy back toward the shadows.
All right, well, be ready to run in a direction once we hear a noise.
So Anise is gonna open the window just enough that she can wiggle her muzzle into the cabin so that when she speaks, it will be in the cabin rather than outside. Darren, who the fuck are you talking to?
So, Darren hearing a voice, does he recognize the voice?
Yeah.
It's a
Okay.
yes.
Still scares the shit out of him for a second. And he looks over at the window. What the fuck are you doing? What are you doing here?
We were looking for you because you disappeared, you ass.
Oh, I couldn't help it. I got hit in the back of the head.
Well, maybe if you didn't wander away from camp, you wouldn't have been hit in the back of the head, and we wouldn't be looking for you.
How do you know I wasn't hit in the back of the head too close to camp?
Because we saw where you got hit.
Oh. Wasn't that far. I was doing my watch.
Yeah, whatever. And she will open the rest of the window and climb inside.
I need to find my gear.
Alright, so... the cabin. Does it look like there's anything in there that's locked up that might have his gear in it?
Roll a perception check.
That is a nat 20.
Nice.
Wow.
You do see a chest under the bed.
I'm starting to get
Right.
scared of all these high rolls.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna
I
go
know.
for it. Make quick of it, because I don't know when the hell this guy's gonna be back.
Okay.
So I'll... Is it locked?
It is, and as you work on that lock, we're going to smash cut to the figure in the woods, who is marching comfortably towards the house. Jack was moving to intercept, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what you doing?
Now, could I tell if he saw her climbing in? Or is he just walking to the house as if he was walking there anyway?
It looks like he was just walking there anyway.
Is the window still open?
Roll a perception check. You're pretty far away from the house.
Okay.
Do you have dark vision?
I don't know. I'm going to say no, only because I didn't see anything for ground on that.
Okay.
I'm going to say no.
What's your race?
Grung.
Say that again.
Grung. I got a 13.
Okay. You can't tell whether or not the window's open.
Okay. I am still going to keep a general distance, but still try to follow along. If it seems like he is running towards the house at all, I will leap attack at him. I'll hold an attack. If it looks like he's, running in a, angry attack motion at the house. Does that make no sense?
You're gonna what?
So he's just walking towards the house. If suddenly he, looks as though, hey, somebody's in my house, and starts running towards it like he's about to attack, then I will leap towards him in an attack motion. I'm going to hold my action.
Roll a stealth check.
Okay. I was about to say good in stealth. That's going to drink it. Good in stealth.
This is scary.
It's going to get to me, and I'm going
I got
to a 1.
+4.
Yeah, you got 21 in total.
Okay, he's just
Trust me. I will be rolling low soon enough. Trust me.
he's just walking towards the house. It looks like a large half-orc gentleman.
I don't want to tip him off, so I'm just going to shadow until I see something's going on.
Okay. I would say he's, at this point, probably 80 feet away from the cabin.
From me or from the house?
From the house, the cabin.
Okay. Got it. Okay, I'm just going to keep following.
Gus and Rowan, what are you up to?
I think Gus is going to try to stay unobtrusive if possible. Essentially watching this play out very warily. Do we all see that this half-orc is made it past Jack and is now approaching the cabin?
You have no clue where Jack went. He disappeared into the underbrush.
Well,
Oh,
darn.
fair enough.
But it looks like he is heading forward unimpeded.
And has Anise is fully inside the house now.
Yep.
Okay, message just says I point my finger towards a creature within range. It doesn't say I have to see them.
Nope.
You don't have.
Ah, there we go. Yep. Cast the spell through solid objects if I'm familiar with the target and know it is beyond the barrier. So I'm going to point at the house.
Anise, it's Helios again. There's a dude. He's approaching the house. It's kind of big, hunting leathers, I think. He's gonna be getting there anytime soon. You can reply to this message.
Okay.
Rowan
She
is kind of
will-
kicking herself because she didn't cast message on Jack before he vanished.
Alright,
no.
she will shove the chest back under the bed. And she will draw her knife, and how quickly do you think she'll be able to cut those ropes?
Well, they're pretty much already cut. They're most of the way, so very quickly.
Alright, I will finish the job. And where's a place I could hide?
You think probably under or in the smaller bed?
Alright, she's gonna... Alright, Darren. Act like you're still tied or some shit. Whoever the fuck this is gets in here, I'm hiding. And if you make a move, I'll jump out and make a move. Alright? Alright, I'm gonna hide. And she's gonna hide under the bed.
Okay. Darren
And-
acknowledges her. Yep.
And replying back to Helios, alright, well, I'm gonna make myself hidden, and we're gonna try and jump the guy. So I suggest your side. When he gets inside the cabin, make your way towards it. So, yeah. And Anise has no idea that Jack is trying to be the hero. So, we'll go from there.
10-4 over now.
So what's the plan?
Oh, right. All right, so they're going to try to ambush the dude as soon as he gets in the house. So once he gets in the house, we should start getting closer to the house. And if we hear loud noises, then we bust in.
Right. Any entrances, exits beyond the door and the window we can see.
Nope. Just looks like it's a single door and a couple of windows.
So Darren's gonna hide the blade as best as he can somewhere, whether like under the bed or something, you know?
Okay, so are you tossing it away from you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I don't see where he says I can cast it away. It's like if you drop it, you can cast it into your hands. And then yeah. So, I'm gonna toss it underneath the bed, grab the cut up rope, and kind of put it around my hands, so it looks like I'm still tied, the best I can.
Okay.
And sit in the chair like I'm still tied up.
half-orc approaches the cabin and walks in. Gonna make a perception check.
As we're close enough, can I tell if the window is open?
Annis, did you close the window behind you?
Annis did a rookie mistake and did not close the window behind her.
Okay. The window is open.
Jack is glad you did.
So Darren's gonna be like, acting like he's all like woozy and stuff, and he's gonna slowly look up at the orc. He's gonna go, "Who are you?"
Well, I figure it. Real questions. Who are you, Spawn? And you see, he reaches onto the mantelpiece and pulls down a steak.
I totally heard that as the other steak for a second there.
Jesus.
Oh no.
My brain is like, wow.
Oh jeez, Anise is just like, what the fuck?
Darren's gonna look up at him and he's gonna kind of crack his neck and he's gonna be like, "I don't know what you're talking about, but why the hell did you knock me out for? I did nothing to you."
Nothing.
You? Nothing.
Kind of snorts in derision at you.
Listen, I don't know who you are, but I can tell you one thing. I mean you absolutely no harm.
Roll a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Alright. That's a 16 or a... Yeah, so it's a 16.
Okay. Kind of pulls over a stool and sits in front of you. Still has a steak in his hand.
I don't blame him.
Ways I figure it. If you're in the woods at night, sucking blood, probably not going to be all that honest with me.
You want honesty? I can give you honesty. I came into these woods looking for a hag. Have you seen it?
More than seen it.
What do you mean by more than seen it?
You see his eyes glance to the two beds in this house.
Yeah, of course. So, what are you, married to this hag?
You see his face turn dark. Might not have been a good guess. As his knuckles kind of whiten as he grips the steak a little bit tighter.
How distracted is this guy?
Oh, he's
You think I
super
could
fucking
try and
distracted. Yeah, he's super
I'm
fucking
gonna
distracted.
sneak out from under the bed and get behind him. Do I need to roll stealth for that?
Yeah, roll stealth, but you can roll it with advantage.
He's that tilted.
Mm-hmm.
Is it safe to say that us hiding would have begun to sneak forward at this point?
Oh,
Have the people who are hiding begun to sneak forward at this point?
oh yeah.
Okay. Then,
Like-
yeah.
The door's been closed for a good 5 minutes. We're moving.
Oh, not even that. Like, as soon as that door closed, Helios is going to start creeping forward.
That makes sense. That checks out.
They got to be
I rolled a
positioned.
21.
21. Nice.
21, yep. I get a +7 in stealth. That's great.
Yeah, you can
Okay.
sneak wherever the fuck you want to go.
I want one of them.
Rogue's going to rogue.
Darren, seeing and he's kind of come out, kind of does that thing where he's like almost motioning with his eyes not to do anything.
Right, yeah, she gives him a nod and prepares to attack if this guy does anything stupid. Like,
So-
try and knock him out with the butt of her dagger. But she will hold the action.
Jack is just outside the window waiting for the sound of any type of commotion, and then he'll just leap in through the window.
Darren looks at the orc in the eyes and seeing him kind of grip and look angry. The player thinks he knows like kind of what's going on with that.
Darren can roll an insight check if he'd like.
Okay. Ooh, wow, I am rolling good. That is 22.
You notice a teddy bear on the bed.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's clicking. Darren knows that pain. Darren will look back over at the orc and say, listen, I know the pain you're going through, because I recently experienced the same exact pain. I don't know if it's the same creature that I'm looking for, but I know that she has some ties with a creature that I'm looking to slay. And if you really want to, we can either help each other or be enemies. But I mean you no harm. And we're looking for the same creature. Would you like me to roll a persuasion check?
Yes.
Disadvantage or advantage?
Disadvantage just because you're still... You did crack a very bad joke.
That's 25 or that's a 19.
Okay, so 19.
Yeah. Persuasion, I'm a warlock. That's my thing.
Yep, I know. So yeah, he takes the steak and he puts it back on the mantelpiece and kind of just leans forward on his knees and looks at you. Now how am I supposed to know you aren't working for her?
I don't know what you want me to offer you for proof. I could tell you my story if you want to know it.
Everybody leans a little closer.
That's because he works for me.
And Darren kind of motions his hand. He was actually going to in the first place. Motions his hands forward, revealing that he's not tied up.
Yeah, he immediately stands and moves his back to the wall, staring at both of you. You have startled the shit out of this half-orc.
Look, we can either make this easy or we can make this hard. I'd like my friend back, if you don't mind.
If he doesn't respond, Darren will actually extend his hand and he'll say, "My name's Darren. Again, we mean you absolutely no harm, and I take zero offense to you knocking me unconscious."
Kind of narrows his eyes at you all. Fine, take your friend.
I'd like my gear back as well if I could.
Kind of thinks for a minute. Right, both of you go outside and I'll toss the gear out to you.
Darren will motion to Anise to step outside.
Anise nods and goes out the door.
And as an action, I'd like to summon my blade to my hand.
Okay.
very obvious, showing the guy that, again, I mean no harm as he walks out the door.
Well, he's a jumpy.
Helios
He's very
is like-
tempted to leap in the window and walk out with you, but it chooses not to.
Helios is like right outside the door and next to it, plastered up against the wall.
Did we win?
Well, he was a jumpy fucker, wasn't he? You hear in your ear, Darren.
Darren kind of chuckles at that. Yep. As we all are at one point. Clearly out loud. And then he kind of like, looks at everyone and goes, never mind. Right? Yeah.
Good to see you're in one piece.
Hey, you're
what happened with
alive.
York?
Thanks, Gus. Helio.
Who all is around the door? Can everyone make me a dexterity check as a large canvas sack with a bunch of shit in it is tossed out the door?
Oh no.
Yeah, Anise stepped away from the door.
Oh, Helios, that's so appropriate and so sad.
Helios, please. Or the half orc is like catch, and Helios is like no.
Oh, it's good to see you again.
Was that a disadvantage?
No.
I've rolled a 1.
You rolled a 1?
Yeah.
It was a disadvantage?
No, it wasn't.
Okay, yeah. So, okay, 6. Yeah.
Oh,
Still.
well, somehow. Gus, you get, I don't know, 20 pounds of leather armor to the guts, and it hits wrong. And it wasn't intentional, it was definitely an accident, as the guy, like, chucks it out the door, then looks at you all, and then hastily slams the door shut and bars it. Like, that's gonna help.
Seems fair.
Wow. Rude.
Darren's gonna reach into the bag and start grabbing his stuff.
So it seems like this half orc fella was very suspicious of Darren being in the woods.
Completely understandable.
And knocked him out. So,
Also completely understandable.
Anise kind of shrugs and looks at Darren. She did hear things, but she's not going to say
Darren wants
anything other than that.
insight check. That is 18. Does Darren clearly notice this?
Anise would make kind of a point of
Yeah.
giving Darren a look, like she knows something's up, but she's not gonna rat him out.
He actually smiles and nods with a thank you kind of gesture.
Jack is going to stay by the window so that when he comes over to close the window, Jack is still there with the swords and just kind of tips the hat and then walks away slowly.
Dude was
Wow.
surrounded.
So, why'd he knock you out? Just, you?
He kind of looked like some other guy around here. It was just nonsense. The dude had no, ground to stand on to take Darren in. It was, yeah. And I scared the shit out of him, and then we came out, and he threw Darren's crap everywhere.
Yeah, I was here for that part.
You were. I saw.
You almost hit me.
Almost, but he got Gus instead. Sorry, Gus.
It's alright. Awful lot of people taking people around here.
Yeah.
Seems
Jack
that way.
As Jack
You
walks up to
see-
the party, hearing all this, he goes to Darren and he goes,
My friend, if you look like somebody else, you may want to change your look.
And how do you suppose I changed my look?
Haircut?
A nice mustache, fancy clothes.
I think maybe you shouldn't wander too far away from us in the middle of the night and perhaps wake up somebody that needs to take next watch.
Darren doesn't give a response. He's still like putting on his armor and getting his stuff adjusted.
But we'll
Oh,
figure
Darren.
it out.
Darren, can I ask you a question? And I am happy you are well. I am. But I have an odd question. Was the sun out when you were up?
Darren thinks back. No, it wasn't.
Was it supposed to be then?
No, I had third watch, so it was when I got knocked out. It was still. Has Darren noticed that
Yeah.
like?
But you kind of had to just assume because you were knocked out so long.
Right. Why? Why do you ask that question?
The sun
Because
never came
it
up.
should be there now. It is not.
Huh. I was just going to ask if the orc had any knowledge about that.
He didn't seem like he wanted to say much after he made. Well, he basically has beef with the hag as well.
There's a hag?
There's a hag.
There's a hag.
They don't know about the
There's
hag.
a hag.
They didn't know there was a hag. No.
He accidentally goes, wait, everybody stop! Picks
There's
a foot
a
up.
hag.
We've got to be
everybody.
very, very, very careful.
I told you there was a hag. There's a hag.
No. That's not what I'm talking about. That's not what I'm talking about. Hawthorne is meeting with bug friends, and we've got to be careful. And he's like moving one foot up in the air, looking down as he puts the other foot down. We've got to be. He's an ant. We don't know where he is. So we got to be careful where we're putting our feet. So just look where you're stepping. That's all I'm gonna say.
I'm pretty sure if we step on her, she'll just turn back into herself. So that'll just be awkward.
Yeah, but would you want to be stepped on?
Depends on
know?
the situation.
That's true. That's true. Alice Jack will withdraw his warning.
In what situation could you possibly want to be stepped on?
Oh, Darren.
Silas Jack does not judge. People have their weird kinks. That's all
Trust
there
me.
is.
Yeah, just lay it on thick for him. Because apparently he didn't get the joke. But that's okay. So where are we heading now?
Well, I kind of want to talk to this orc, to be honest with you.
The orc that knocked you out and then kicked you out of his house?
Well-
He's got a lot of. He lost someone.
Yes. He lost someone, and he happens to know about the hag, which is what I'm looking for.
Lost
You're
as in
looking for a
missing
hag?
or lost as in dead?
Why are you looking? Ow!
We don't know the answer to that other than there's 2 beds and there's only him.
Well, if it's lost as in missing, we could offer to help them find. Maybe that would inspire him to answer some questions.
I mean, I'm for it.
So, was that an intentional owl from Helios?
Yes.
What was it?
Yeah, the Helios is like
Okay.
staring down at their hand.
There's a little
And-
spider on their hand.
It's waving a foreleg.
I think
I
we found the Hawthorne.
point my finger at it. I really hope that's you, Hawthorne, because if not, I don't like spiders on me. You can reply to this message. Oh, hey, they're waving both legs now. I think I found Hawthorne.
I think
Well,
she
I'll
found
put them on
you.
my shoulder.
She can be a spider for a bit. That's fine.
Right,
Fancy.
so we were going to bother the grieving father, widower, person in the woods who lost someone and doesn't really like us. Right, that's the
Yeah.
plan?
That's the plan.
Right.
I mean, worth a
What could
shot.
possibly go wrong?
That window's
Why
still
did you
open?
have to say that?
What? It's an honest question.
I don't know, Helios. Why don't you go in first and we'll find out?
I would rather not.
Then shut up.
Is
And
that
I mean that in the nicest way possible.
I know.
You're fucking killing me, dude. Oh my god. Then shut up.
Jeez Louise.
I'm laughing right now. Oh my god. I'm sorry. Anyways, I
Is
agree with
the,
Denise. Shut up. Go ahead.
is the window of the cabin still open?
He doesn't mean it in the nicest way possible.
I don't.
No, he closed it because that's when I tipped my hat.
Yeah.
Could I make a suggestion? Gus, I'm sorry, but you are very you have a relaxing presence. I think plus you don't look like somebody people would want to mess with. Maybe if you go up to the door and you might be able to get them to talk and
Okay.
anybody have any problems with that?
I mean, I think it would be worth a shot.
I'll take any
Fine
idea.
work, big guy, but
Alright. If I get stabbed, make sure I don't bleed too much.
I got your
Yeah, hold on.
back.
I'll go with you to make sure that you don't bleed.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, Gus is gonna meander on toward what's closer, the door or the window? Door, I assume. We just
Door, yeah.
door. Okay. Gus is just gonna trundle on over and a few knocks on the wood.
I
Jack is
move
going to
up
stay
next.
back only because he was slightly threatening earlier.
I'll move up next to him and pull the make sure my hood is pulled up over my head.
Okay. Yeah, the half orc opens the door, looks at you, looks at Gus, kind of. I mean, he doesn't flinch because he's not that much smaller than you are, but he's aware.
Yeah, and Gus isn't making any menacing gestures. He's just taking up space.
Sorry to bother you. Are you aware that it's past afternoon?
Yep.
You notice that the sun isn't out?
Yeah.
This is going somewhere, promise. Friends mentioned that you had a problem with another resident in the neighborhood.
If what you mean is a hag stole my kid, yeah.
The hag stole your kid? That's terrible. Hi, I'm
That's-
Helios.
Gus, that's a really rough deal, buddy. We're, a couple of wandering troublemakers, I guess. You wouldn't happen to know where this, hag is. Seems you've got some intimate knowledge about them. Maybe we could do you a favor on account of you not, killing our friend.
To be honest, I was hoping he would tell me. He points to Darren.
Well, he isn't the nicest person to get along with. So, do you think this hag is responsible for the sun being gone too?
I certainly hope so.
Darren will actually step forward. Have you actually seen the hag before?
No, I know a bit of them. My pa was a hunter back when those things were needed.
Not to call your judgment into question, but how are you certain the hag did it? She leave something behind?
No, very limited amount of monsters kidnap children. Especially ones that cause nightmares beforehand.
Can I make a history check?
Yeah.
My intimate knowledge of hags.
Yep.
16. I'm trying to deduce if that is a type of hag.
It is definitely a type of hag. Probably a night hag.
Interesting. Do you happen to know if that hag has a relationship with a coven or maybe a vampire?
If it's a coven, or if it's a hag, it's got a coven, right?
The hag that I have more knowledge about didn't really have a coven. She had a husband.
Never heard of that before.
Did you say you have or you haven't?
Haven't.
Sorry, didn't you?
I wasn't ever a hunter. I settled down. My pa, he was a hunter. You can look through his notes if you'd like them.
I would greatly appreciate that.
Don't know how much help they would be to you. They weren't much to me.
That's awfully kind of you, Mr. What was your name?
Stone?
Mr. Stone. Thank you.
He goes
Knowing
to...
that we get...
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead. Was he grabbing his note? Was that what you're saying?
Yep, he's gonna go to a wall. There's a shelf on it. He's just gonna pull out a notebook.
As he does that, Darren's gonna say, listen, I know we got off on the wrong foot, and it's completely understandable. But I promise you this. I'm tracking down this hag. If your kin is still alive, and I can almost guarantee that they are, knowing what I know, I will get them back for you.
What's the kid's name?
That's what Anise was gonna say when she had a moment.
Go for it. You can interrupt.
Does the kid have a name? I assume they do.
Ronnie. And he'll hand over the notebook.
Darren will take it with a light nod.
He's a pain in my ass, but I want him back.
Do you have a direction that we might possibly be able to go? Last spotted, where your child went missing, anything of that sort?
I was tracking him west, deeper into the swamp.
Okay. Darren will make a mental note of that.
I'll look up at the dark sky and then back down to Stone.
Which direction is west?
That way.
Oh?
Gus just points.
How?
Gus kind of thinks about that and looks a little distressed.
That's amazing. You just know what direction the direction is?
Well, I know which way is north, so if I'll never eat soggy walk that way. Mr. Stone, not counting that,
And he points upwards.
you see anything weird in your search?
Things have been getting weird slowly.
How long?
Probably the last year or so. Animals getting weird.
Oh, I saw that, yeah.
Plants getting weird.
I haven't seen that.
Now the sky's getting weird. Seems about right to me.
They didn't say anything about this back in town.
Well, townies know to stay in town, don't they?
Gus
That
nods to
is
that.
true.
They got something to protect them.
Darren kind of looks down at his satchel. Hmm.
I was talking to Ronnie about Pipes moving to town. I hadn't decided yet. He didn't want to go.
Are you going to head in the direction of town?
No, I'm gonna stay here. Well, if Ronnie comes home, I'm here.
Listen, I think it would be wise for you to go back to town. We'll go look for Ronnie, and we'll bring him to you. How's that sound?
He looks you deeply in the eye. It's a long pause before he holds out his hand to shake.
Darren will hold out his hand and shake his hand. Plus, I owe you a good whap on the head, right?
Yep, you can find me for it.
So, pack your things, head back to town. We'll go look for Ronnie, and we'll bring him back to you safe and sound.
He gives you a nod. He picks up a leather bag, hand-stitched, kind of hucks it over his shoulder, grabs a crossbow, and heads out.
Oh, what about that thing we were supposed to give back?
Before he leaves, Darren will kind of look to the group. Do you think we can give him the staff to bring back to the town?
I mean,
He seems trustworthy, and we're gonna rescue his child.
if he doesn't, and we don't come back, then it's their problem.
And yeah, and if we don't come back, it's certainly not ours.
No, give it to him. If he's gonna go to town, we might as well. Fuck it.
Darren gives Anise a nod and hands him the staff and says, "Can you take that to the mayor of the town? He's looking for it."
I bet he is. He takes it and he shoves it into, shoves it, on his back.
Mm-hmm. I don't even know what the thing does. I should have tuned to it.
Protects the town.
Never know.
Well, good. If you'll be there, you can use it to protect the town. Don't use it for evil, please. Already taking care of one person using it for evil.
Yeah, I don't consort with evil.
Good.
My pa
I
will
didn't think you
kill
did.
me. Come back from the dead and kill me himself.
All right,
Let's hope that doesn't happen.
one last question. Do you know anything about chupacabras?
Nope. They're in deserts, aren't they? I don't know.
Oh. Okay, that makes sense. Does that make sense?
Don't mind this one. They have a wild imagination.
Well, I guess we're safe from them then. All right, thank you.
Sure thing.
And as he leaves, I'll look towards the group and be like, so West?
That way.
And Gus will begin trundling in that direction.
Helios will hurry after Gus.
We'll catch up.
As the group walks off, Darren will look at Anise and say, thank you. I appreciate all your assistance.
Yeah, I know what it's like keeping secrets.
Maybe sometime I'll share my secret with you when everyone's not around.
If you want to. Only if you want to.
And Darren will nod and walk off towards the group.
And Anise will take up the rear.
Okay.
And as they're walking too, Darren is going to be sifting through the journal to see if he can gather any more information.
Sure. It appears that this is mostly more general information. It's supposed to. For you, this is a very basic primer on how monster hunting works. This was written for someone probably a little less advanced than you are.
Someone who's not searching for a vampire.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, it has vampire information, but it's like can turn into mist. Like it's a can turn into mist. Weak to sunlight, needs to be staked in the heart. Very like, yeah, you already know all that shit.
Yeah, I do. And no names of any of the hags, vampires that he's hunted.
No, unfortunately not.
Yeah. It's good read either way.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd like to get a hold of his actual journal. Oh, you're putting it together now, huh, bro?
A little bit. While they're traveling, while Darren's reading, Gus is gonna not quite sidle up next to Darren, but get a little closer so that he can talk comfortably.
That big guy had the make of a hunter on him. You a hunter too?
I wasn't born into it, but thrusted.
You know anything about hags?
I do know a few things.
All I know is that they're no good. Anything we should look out for?
Covens, mostly. Typically, they're more powerful in threes. Night hags tend to be a little bit more powerful than the greens. Usually in the swamp areas like this, you would tend to find green hags, but it's not uncommon to find night hags. What else would you like to know?
How not to get killed by one? We're tricked real hard.
That's complicated things because they are good at illusion. Protect your dreams is also a good idea because night hags like to produce nightmares to keep their victims awake so that way they can slowly take over their mind and then finally their soul. They have big, sharp claws, nasty, gnarly teeth. Again, covens are the most powerful ones. I have a feeling that Well, actually, you know what? I'm not quite sure why they took his child, but I do know they like to kidnap children. That is one of their favorite pastimes. I'm not sure why there's darkness currently, but I have speculation.
He nods a little bit.
Would you like to know more?
I'm assuming it's a good idea to find this thing before we have to sleep then. Try not to get illusioned.
Yeah. I don't know if we'll be able to find them before we sleep. Depends on how far into the swamps they are. Most of the time, hags like deep swamps.
Good to know. Anything else pertinent comes to mind, I suppose it would behoove you to share it.
Oh, if they offer you anything, don't accept it.
That's good information.
Never accept any offers for any hag creatures.
Except no offers from a hag, got it.
Look for, like, sacks. Or things that might look kind of like eyes.
Sacks
Mm-hmm.
and eyes.
Yeah.
Okay. Did see a rabbit that had an extra eye. Screamed and then kept on screaming after his head came off.
Did you say a rabbit with an extra eye?
Well, I think it might have been a hare, actually. Kind of hard to really remember with all the screaming after the beheading part.
Screaming after beheading.
Hawthorne cut it. Thinking he'd cut its head off. Or Hawthorne cut its head off. It was really kind of disturbing. Partway through repressing that memory. Seems to keep on creeping back, though.
That is extremely creepy.
Yeah, I don't much like it. I'll keep an eye out for sex and with eyes.
Yes, yes.
Got it.
How they spy on you.
And with just a curt nod, Gus is going to fall back into amiable silence while heading eastward, looking for some kind of sign.
Oh, I should also warn you, depending on this hag, there may be another creature with it. Powerful one. Maybe. Not exactly sure this is the one I'm looking at. Or for.
Alright, well, I'll do my best.
Do you know anything about vampires?
I know they suck.
Yes, they do.
Helios, who has been walking nearby and listening, eavesdropping, is just staring ahead in existential dread.
I hear they really like. I'm gonna make an insight check on Helios. Oh. It's an extra 20.
Ah!
Does Helios
Wow.
look scared?
With a natural 20.
It's 26 in total. No, 22, sorry.
I'm going to say that it's hard to tell when they're pale because they're just naturally white, pale. It looks a little bit like they're. It looks like they're serious. Like they listen to everything that Darren said and is kind of steeling themselves. Looks kind of uncertain on the surface, but I would say that like just beneath that, there's that like they're resolved. They're going to do this. There's no turning back, and they're just now like understanding. All right, this is what we're up against. All right, this sucks, but we're gonna make it through. It'll be okay.
Darren could be such an asshole sometimes, but Darren will look over at Helios and be like, "Don't worry, Helios, you'll be fine."
What? Oh no, no. Of course I'll be fine. I'm always fine. Everything will be okay.
Yes, it will be fine.
You'll notice that Jack is just close enough to have heard this whole entire conversation. His eyes, which are already pretty big anyway, are slightly wider, and is unconsciously licking his swords.
Why in the hell are you licking your swords? What is wrong with
Just
you?
gonna find a hag and kill a vampire. And I don't like these woods.
We are gonna find a hang. We are gonna kill a vampire. You can turn back if you'd like.
I don't think I really could, on account of I can't see the sun and I don't know what direction town is in.
Wouldn't be wise to break from the herd at this point.
I agree.
Yeah, you might find more quicksand.
I agree.
Well, you might find a hag or a vampire or a druid.
Or a lost
One of those things is not like the other.
A dark druid. It's kind of similar to a hag.
I will take a follower of Swamptopus over a vampire and a hag.
Listen,
They can be reasoned with.
we don't know if there's a vampire with this hag. Okay? So, I wouldn't worry about that too much. I just want you to be prepared. That's all.
Well, you put it out in the world. So now we gotta expect a vampire. I was just getting over the fact that there were no chupacabras, and now I gotta worry about running into a vampire at any moment, in the dark. Creepy woods.
Yes. They do know how to blend into the dark.
Could be walking beside one right now.
Possibly, yes.
Have any of you ever fought a vampire before?
Nope.
No.
Yes.
That's one of the few things. Really, I was about to say that's one of the few things I've never fought before. I almost was beginning to think they were a myth.
We
They're
should be
not.
so lucky.
They're very much real. They exist in every way you can think of. Just as vicious as you can think of, too.
And is it true that they do not react well to sunlight, and that they are like allergic to tomatoes? Like if you throw tomatoes at them, it makes them weak.
No. Tomatoes do not make them weak at all.
What about
the hell
sunlight?
Did you get that information?
Oh, it was a
Sunlight.
tavern. I'd had a few beers. I don't know the whole story, but it was just some adventurer telling me a story about he was fighting a vampire and something about tomatoes. Maybe it was a lot of blood. I don't know. We had had a few drinks at that point.
Vampires are allergic to sunlight. Yes, that is true.
He looks up. Not the timing to find that out.
It also depends on the vampire.
What
There
a
are some
convenient time to
species.
suddenly lose our sun.
Yes. There are
That's
some
some bad
species of
timing.
vampire that aren't allergic to sun. But they tend to be less powerful.
And be clear. No issues with tomatoes.
No, tomatoes do absolutely nothing.
What about garlic?
No, they are not allergic to garlic either. That is an urban legend.
What about onions?
No, Not onions either.
Suppose parsnips are right out then.
You are correct.
The onions
Holy
make him
objects.
cry, though.
No. No.
What is that about holy objects?
Holy things. Holy magics.
Any you a priest?
No. Far
My
from it,
hand-
actually.
My hand kind of presses to my chest, kind of pressing up against something I wear around my neck. Nope, not a priest.
Well, we're just gonna have to get lucky then. Hope we don't find a vampire. Hope we find Ronnie and find our way out of here.
Yeah. You guys certainly can. I need to speak with the heck. That's very important.
Just to chat, or
Oh, we could kill her afterwards. That does not bother me in the least.
Alright, so
What?
not like the mayor.
No. This one's definitely a lot different than the mayor. Yeah.
Gotcha.
This one is going to die either way, if I have to say about it. But before she does, she has information. At least I assume she has information for me.
So we get out all the information and then we just kill the shit out of her.
Oh yeah, cut her head off.
Evil must be vanquished. Now, is there?
Yes.
I must be certain. Is there a? You know, I must have missed part of the story. Is there an evil mayor? Did we not just send our friend back to town with a magical item to give to the mayor? Are we supposed to?
Oh,
No,
no, the
the-
mayor's not evil. Darren just wanted to kill him.
No, I did not want to kill the mayor.
Oh, you
Nothing
should have
about the-
acted like it.
So
This was misinformation.
there was some assumptions and paranoia, and the gentleman that was with us before we found you folks, before he got taken away to some magical ball, I don't fucking know. He was dead certain Darren was gonna kill the mayor, so we followed him, and Darren was pissed.
That was presumptuous of him.
Yeah,
Well, to be fair,
Yeah.
he wouldn't be the first person who was suspicious of Darren on sight. The orc did knock him out.
Helios does have a point. Though, I think for a completely different reason. But unfair judgment on both occasions.
Well, you seem like a good, just lad to me.
Helios makes a face behind Darren's back.
I wouldn't say that necessarily, there, friend, but I appreciate the sentiment either way. Saw the cat, sorry.
That's the expression.
So do we have a direction that we're
West.
heading? West.
we're heading west.
Yes, is leading us in that direction.
How
Great job.
deep?
Great job, Gus, in that helping and able to persuade that gentleman and talking to us. Good job there.
Oh, thank you kindly.
DM, how deep does the swamp appear to be? Is it growing thicker as we travel, like Stone had mentioned?
It is. And you all are getting tired. Like, it's possible that the end of the day is coming.
We don't know it.
Spider Hawthorne cannot enlighten us.
Darren will actually make the comment first. You know, I might have a wound to the head, and that might be making me a little drowsy, but I am starting to feel a little exhausted.
Now that
Fine
you
camp
mention
then.
it.
I think
you
we've
rest
only
for a
had
bit.
breakfast today. I don't think we've had like a meal or anything.
We skipped lunch. Oh, no wonder I'm so hungry.
Well, not like it's gonna get darker, but maybe we should find somewhere safe to rest.
I agree with Gus.
Someplace with solid ground that isn't so moist and muddy.
No promises.
It's a swamp. What are you gonna find that is not moist and muddy in a swamp?
A nice broad rock.
Even those are moist and swampy.
Not if they're above the water level.
You'd be surprised.
I would.
Alright, we'll look for some rocks then.
Gus is gonna try to find a big old rock.
I
See if
believe
we
in
can't
you,
find some
Guidance.
slabs. Oh, guidance did. DM, may I roll a survival check to try to find a appropriate slab or terra firma?
Sure.
Guidance is a D4.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Oh, that's the wrong one.
It's not bad.
No one's
We don't wanna
dying,
die, so-
Helios.
Gotta find a caltrop. Hold on. Total of 24.
24. You do find a larger patch of ground that appears to be basically dry.
Tap the ground a few times with the butt of my axe.
Afraid that's the best I can do.
It's perfect.
You're welcome.
And I'll proceed to just begin unloading and prepare to start the process of camping and watching. Do we have any idea like what time it is, or have we completely lost the plot as far as that goes?
I think Hawthorne was the only one who knew.
Yeah, it's evening-ish.
Helios will definitely start helping to set up camp on the dry ground.
Go talk to your mother. No. No. Sorry.
All right. Seeing as we're camping, Gus is going to offer to take first watch. He's going to take out his wood carving tools and begin whittling to pass the time. Since he's just passing the time and trying to keep his mind at ease. He's usually pretty quiet, but he's a bit quieter than usual.
I'll go offer to take it with you.
Oh, I was gonna offer.
That's fine. You can take it.
That means I get to sleep in longer after.
You got good night eyes?
Pretty good night eyes.
Alright. You do the watching and I'll do the hitting if the hitting has to be done.
That sounds good.
Jack, I'll wake you up midway through.
Sounds good.
All right.
I'll take third watch.
Yeah, I'll join you.
Apparently, Anise will join me.
Yeah.
Anything weird happens, just make a lot of noise. No sense in investigating quietly, especially if we're being watched, like you said. I don't like any of this.
Don't wander off or someone will knock you unconscious.
Yeah, this wood's got a habit of taking people.
Also, don't eat the mushrooms on the ground. You might start hallucinating.
Yeah, where's Hawthorne? Oh, there's Hawthorne.
With that being said, Darren will actually lay down in his sack, say his nightly ritual, and go to sleep.
Okay. Okay, as everyone settles in for the night, I do apologize, but we are going to call it there. Hopefully, full length game next week, everyone can make it. Or not next week, but next time, where everyone can make it.
Oh, next week. I got excited for
I
a
know.
second.
I know, me too. I'm like, yeah!
Let's go.
I almost did some cartwheels, but, DM slowly shut that down.
Yeah, sorry.
Next game is Halloween.
Sure is.
Is it?
Next game
Sure
is
is.
Halloween is actually
okay.
Tuesday.
Shit.
Oh.
We might have to
oh.
skip. There's stuff going on. Misha's
Yeah.
visiting us, and
I mean, I can play.
I have
Yeah.
relatives coming in from England.
Oh,
I have to. I take Anna trick or treating. So.
That makes a lot of
I
sense.
take Liam trick or treating. So, I
Moving to the
will think about moving it to the 7th. I will put it out to chat, where everyone can kind of check their calendars and see what's up.
I can tell you for a shadow of a doubt, I can make the 7th. I can make the 7th or the 24th. Doesn't matter.
All right.
Same here.
big same.
Yep. Because I know that most of you are going to be busy on the 1st, so we can't move it there.
Yeah, I'm getting married.
You're getting married.
You're getting married.
Someone's getting married.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Roll for nuptials.
Thank you. Yeah. No,
What happens if you get a nat 1?
You trip down the aisle.
You wait another 20 years.
You wait another 20 years.
Woof.
Oh, we missed our chance. Get back to you when we're in our 60s.
If you roll a 1, you turn into me. So don't do that.
Oh, no. God. Well, congratulations.
You have to say, oh God, with that much.
I was about to say there was a lot of there was a lot. That was a strong reaction.
I
Hey,
don't know you,
you
but
know?
I need to go down and I need like an herbal cookie and like a drink after that.
I thought you just needed some aloe for the burn,
That too.
for the 6
Self-inflicted burns.
Someone better
They're
send
not the
me to
worst.
the burn clinic.
Those kitchen accidents, bro.
Well, congratulations
Thank you.
and
Thank you.
good luck on the new job.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, good luck on your job. Congratulations to you too
Thank you kindly.
for your day. I hope it goes magnificent. Though they
It'll
never
go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're just hoping it'll be as quiet as possible.
Man, I wish that was my
if
wedding.
you get a chance, obviously lots will be on your mind at the time. Get a chance, if you could throw the occasional photo here in this chat at some point
Oh yeah, Mish will take
after
a
the
picture.
fact. After the fact, obviously.
Mish, get a picture of us kissing.
Yeah, Mish, get a picture of them kissing, please.
I would
Yeah.
say no promises, but
Yeah,
It is
now
a
that's
special
your
event.
duty. That's your duty now.
I did not sign up for
You
this.
got one job!
I will fail.
Listen,
I will kiss him extra long so you will get the hint.
Don't
Rob,
fuck
you're
with the
welcome.
brides tonight.
I'll
alright?
I'll
Do
set an
not.
Outlook alarm and text you from my new job. Take a picture.
Yeah, it starts at 10 on November 1st. We're gonna be at Town Hall. Yay!
Yeah.
That's a big wedding right there. Look at that.
It's the biggest little wedding.
I
ever.
think most of us who have been married go, yeah, if I had to choose again.
Mm-hmm. I
Yep,
think
just
my
pay
wife would agree.
$100. Get hitched. Kiss.
I mean, I liked
Go
our
home.
wedding pretty good, but I'd
Your wedding was nice.
Do
But in
50%
comparison to
less.
my cousin's wedding, my cousin's wedding was fucking stupid.
Well, I think a good part of that is because we went into it going, this is a party for our friends. This is not an us thing. And when you frame it like that, you make different choices.
Oh yeah, definitely.
What about the Spaceball wedding? Do you? Yes, fine, you're married, kiss her.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
basically what it's probably gonna be.
We had a good time on our wedding. It's just, I'd rather not.
So much work.
I'm an introvert now more than I was back in the day, so I would go to town hall too and call it a day.
We are introverts. We are the worst introverts. So it's like, it's just gonna be close family, close
Good.
friends, and again, Heather, I am so sorry neither of us ever said anything.
It's okay.
In Gen Chat. It completely slipped our mind because we're just so fucking chill about the event. We're just like, yeah, it'll happen. Who are we inviting? I don't know.
It's
I
okay.
kind of invited myself.
You did invite yourself.
Y'all are getting married? All right, put out the extra bed. I'm showing up.
Yeah, I bought you a cot. You can sleep next to the turtle.
There you go.
All right, well,